In this video, you are going to learn how to put a smile on your fiance's face by mastering the spin.
Otherwise known as the underarm turn.
Or the twirl.
They're all good.
I think so.
We're going to show you the 5 most common mistakes and their solutions in order to spin together with ease and confidence.
The technique that you will be learning in this video is the same technique that we use ourselves. So say bye-bye to being awkward and hello, smiles.
It's true. Joel manages to put a smile on my face every single time.
For those of you who haven't met us before, this is Clara.
And this is Joel.
And during the past 15 years in our dance company, we've been teaching hundreds of wedding couples putting smiles on their faces and giving them the confidence to dance at their wedding.
We teach them how to dance naturally and comfortably together. And at first, they come in thinking the process is going to be very awkward and they dread the whole thing. But by the time they've had a few lessons, they are happy and they actually comment that it's the most enjoyable part of the wedding planning process.
Yeah, that's right. Who would have thought that dance lessons could actually be fun and stress-free? So let's get to it. Mistake number 1, the leads don't know the direction of turn for the lady. So let's see what that looks like. Many couples, when they first come in, know to bring the hand up. Boom, which is awesome, but then they don't know what to do next. And then the guy just hopes that the lady knows what to do.
In this instance, I'm not given any indication of what direction I should go into, so I have to pick for myself.
That way.
I'm gonna go this way.
Thank you. So leads, the simple solution to this mistake is understanding that there is an imaginary halo over top of your partner's head. And you need to trace in your hand around that halo in the specific direction you would like her to turn. So if I want to lead Clara into a rightwards or a clockwise underarm turn, it will look like this. Notice how my hand is going around our halo. If I wanted to do the other direction of turn, which would be now to Clara's left or counterclockwise, it'll look like this. Up and around.
Again, tracing the halo.
And during that action, now I'm giving Clara an actual direction in which to turn in.
Which is great because now I'm not trying to figure out which way does he want me to turn. I have to decide for myself. So ladies, now that you know what direction your man is leading the turn,
Good job, guys.
clockwise or counterclockwise, yes, good job. You need to connect now your spine to your hand, which is going to make that turn really easy. So if Joel's going to lead me to do a right turn or a clockwise turn,
Here we go.
I'm going to follow with my spine and follow that halo that he's tracing above my head with the hand.
Good job, Clara.
Thank you. Now let's just see when it goes wrong.
Here we go, Clara. Please go,
This is
Clara.
when I'm disconnected from my spine to my hand. My hand is going, but my spine isn't reacting to it.
Go,
And in that
go.
case, you can see it doesn't look that great. It's not comfortable for my arm, yeah? And we just don't want it to look like that in your wedding photos. So again, the correct way, following with the spine and the hand on top of each other the whole time. Likewise, if Joel wants to lead a left turning or counterclockwise turn, spine is going to follow with the hand as he's drawing the halo.
Good job. Let's move on to mistake number 2, and we call this the Statue of Liberty. The reason for that is because the gentleman puts his hand up too high and too straight. So let's see what the Statue of Liberty actually looks like. It's not really the Statue of Liberty, but...
Joel's version of the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. So here we go. Hand is up, super high. Then I'm going to do a right turn for Clara. And I'm looking stiff, feeling stiff. And we aren't looking that good at all.
Yeah, half the time my face was blocked by my arm, which is not the greatest for wedding photos either.
Not at all. The solution to the Statue of Liberty is bend the elbows and understand how high the hand really has to go in relation to your partner's head. So leads, when you're actually leading the turn, as you raise your hand, raise it with a bent elbow instead of a straight elbow. Yeah? Bent elbows will always look more elegant and actually you'll have more control over yourself and your partner while you do it. All right? The second thing is understanding the distance that you have to clear between your hand and your partner's head. It's not 2 feet that you need to have. It is just enough. And actually, the closer you are to the partner's head, of course not hitting it, the better it looks. So I'm going to demonstrate. My hand comes up, the elbow is bent. I lead Clara into an outside turn here, and I'm just barely over her head, and then I come back down. That's going to look a lot better and actually feel better for the both of you than if we do the Statue of Liberty. Let's just take a look at that again. Statue of Liberty, out we go, and then back down. It's gonna be robotic.
Not very pretty.
Let's just take a look and see what that looks like for a left turn for the lady or an inside turn. Hand comes up, elbows are bent, just over Clara's head, and then back down.
So ladies, same for you. Make sure you have your elbow bent because it looks very much more natural than a straight Statue of Liberty arm. And make sure that you do not duck.
No ducking. Quack, quack.
Joel's going to lead me into a turn now, and notice how my elbow is going to be nicely bent. As I'm going around, we create this nice archway with the bent arms instead of the straight Statue of Liberty.
Yikes.
And likewise if we do a left turn. Elbows, bent, turning, and coming back.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
The second point was no ducking.
No quack, quack.
No. So often we see people duck as they go under, and that looks really bad for your posture, so please don't do that. Stand up straight, lift your arm up yourselves, ladies. As long as it's higher than your head, then you should be able to clear it. Then you can dance your turn naturally and comfortably.
And it looks good too. Before we go any further, tell us in the comment section below what other parts in your dancing do you feel awkward?
Maybe, just maybe, we might make a video about it.
Mistake number 3, getting the size of the halo wrong. So let's see what this looks like when my hand doesn't really match the action of Clara's turn. Here I'm gonna go, really big, ride, and out you go. So the idea was that Clara was supposed to be on the spot turning to the right. And if you notice, my hand went all the way around as big as a sombrero, or maybe even bigger than a sombrero, versus a small halo.
And definitely my arm didn't feel that good being stretched out very far.
Yeah, exactly. So let's try this again, and Joel's going to do this more clearly and a little bit better technique. I'm gonna go up, around Clara's head, smaller circle, and then back down.
Yeah, just imagine that nice small halo over the head.
Yeah, she's an angel. Sometimes. Let's try this in the other direction. So up I go, around halo, and then we're good. So it's not really a sombrero at that point.
It's a nice, perfectly small circle. Now the sombrero can be used for if you're doing a big walking turn, which is a totally different action than what we're doing here, but we're going to show you anyways just to give you an idea of what is possible out there.
Definitely. So if I want now Clara to do a walking turn or a rightwards walking turn, it's going to look like this.
So notice how I'm actually walking a big circle around, which follows that big, huge sombrero.
And I'm going to do this now to Clara's left, or what we call an inside turn, walking turn.
And there we have it. Ladies, whether the gentleman is making a big halo, sombrero-sized, or a regular angel-sized halo,
Regular size, medium size.
either way, we need to follow wherever that hand is going. So ladies, what I like to imagine is that there is a magnetic force between my head and the hand. So as I'm turning, I'm going to follow that hand wherever it goes, and that determines the size of my turn.
This works so much better because a lot of the times, us guys, we don't perfectly lead the halo exactly where we need to be. And if ladies, you have this technique, it makes the guys look so much better and the connection is still there. Versus if you think, I have to stay there, and the guy kind of does a little bit too big, and then we get this disconnect, and then things start to look a little bit awkward.
Yeah, definitely, if you keep with the hand, the turn will still look very nice and natural.
So if I make too big of a sombrero action, Clara will still follow it even if she thought that it was going to be a stationary. Versus maybe if I'm on the spot, she follows that as well.
Yeah, so in the end, ladies, don't have a predetermined size of the circle that you want to do. Just follow where the hand goes.
On to mistake number 4, and that is needy fingers. Ooh. Nobody should have needy fingers when they're dancing. A lot of the times we see beginners do this and interlace their fingers.
Oh, and in so many wedding photos.
Beautiful wedding photos, beautiful bride and groom, wonderful photography, and this hand.
I'm sorry, but it makes us cringe.
Super cringe. Save yourself the hassle, save yourself the pain and frustration. Do not interlace your fingers. You're a dancer. Put your hands as a dancer. Yeah? An easy way of thinking about this, leads, is as if you're holding a water bottle. Boom. You're holding a water bottle. Now take that water bottle away, and ladies, you just perch on top, close the fingers, and you're done.
There's actually a functional purpose for this so that we can actually do our underarm turn. So make sure you've got it this way and not interlocked.
Exactly. Interlocked fingers will only lead to needy, twisted,
Broken fingers.
awkward fingers whenever we decide to do something else. All right? The second thing in terms of needy fingers is when we're actually dancing the underarm turns. So if I demonstrate now with Clara and we get our hand going up, we've got the elbows, we've got the sombrero or the halo, everything is working well, we get ourselves going, and then we start holding on with the fingers, and then it becomes really awkward. Yeah, and not only awkward up here, but usually awkward here too, because things are starting to get a little bit funky. Yeah, so the same sort of idea is for the hand hold as well as for the underarm turn. Gentlemen, leads, think about like you're holding again a water bottle, and your hand will be tracing that halo in the same way you'll be tracing with the water bottle. So if I take the water bottle away, and I do this with Clara, I'm thinking about my water bottle, I'm thinking about the water bottle, and we're done.
So much smoother and so much more comfortable.
No needy fingers.
Ladies, once the gentleman has that water bottle shaped hand, we're gonna place our hand on top, and as we turn, we're gonna just glide the hand as if we're washing our hands. So that at one point, we are going to turn such that we're actually spooning hands.
Spooning hands.
Spooning hands. This technique applies to the lady's right turn.
Also known as an outside turn or a clockwise turn.
So as we're turning, our hands are just going to naturally stay the same but glide along the man's hand. And at some point, we are going to be spooning hands. So you'll notice here that the back of my hand is in Joel's palm right now. Then as I continue to turn, the hand will continue to glide, which makes it very smooth and natural. No needy fingers.
No needy fingers. Mistake number 5 has to do with the speed of the turn. We need to calibrate to make sure that we're together. So let's talk about speed. I'm going to now lead Clara into this underarm turn, and I'm going to start out slow and then
whoa.
And then I'm gonna go fast at the end. And this happens a lot. The guys start out slow, go, okay, we're going, and then they get excited, or for whatever reason, they wanna finish this off with a bang.
Which is not easy to do.
No, it isn't. So we want to make sure that the speed that we start is also the speed at the middle and at the end. Or think about it like cruise control versus stop and go traffic where we're going faster and slower and faster and slower. It's not very easy for the lady to dance with us when we're doing it that way. Neither is it cool looking, actually. So if I do this now in a more cruise control method, it's going to look more like this. Yeah? And it's much easier for Clara.
Yeah, much more readable, so keep it consistent.
Yeah. One other thing that I want you to understand is that the lady is going to have a natural feel to the music. So the music will be faster. She will be a little bit more prepped for faster actions. So if it's a faster, upbeat piece of music, she'll probably be thinking about having a faster turn, and she'll be ready for that. Conversely, if it was a slower romantic song, she's probably not thinking a big fast spin. She's thinking a much more elegant,
Nice song.
slow movement, and therefore we should have the same speed to reflect that.
So ladies, whether the gentleman is leading you into the turn quickly or slowly, either way, if you connect your body to your arm while you're turning, you'll have no problems. So I've mentioned this before in this video, that when you're doing a turn, make sure you connect your spine with your hand. So that way, your whole body is turning at once. This will protect your arm for when the fast turns come. Yeah? So if, for some reason, the man is leading you into a fast turn or you're listening to some fast music, then again, spin with your spine very quickly to match the rotation of the hand. That way you won't get these jarring kind of, I'm not going to do it today, but if I'm slow with the spine, I'm going to have the arm pulled and you'll have this in an awkward position, which will look bad and it'll feel terrible.
Yeah, and when the ladies are doing this correctly, for the leads, it feels so much more connected. So I feel a lot more connected to Clara and in more control over her turn when she has that connection with her center to her hand. Awesome. Do you need more help to prepare for your wedding dance?
Well, download our free guide below. In this guide, we have outlined a specific game plan for you that will make your wedding dance simple, natural, and fun.
Remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell down below.
We will be posting new videos on how to dance together with ease and confidence. So get notified as soon as the latest video is uploaded.
For those of you who are looking for a little bit more help in choosing your wedding song, check out this video right over here.
And watch this video to find out what 5 basic tips are to help make your wedding dance less boring and awkward.
Thanks very much for watching.
Bye!